Well, construction sites are always full of two things: problems and people too stubborn to pay for solutions. Now you'll see the best construction tips and hacks born exactly that way. But first, press subscribe and ring the bell to get more tips next week. If you think they're just going to lift the box with a rope, you're wrong. After all, why else would a foreman buy a motorcycle, right? Admit it, you didn't think of using a mechanical jack to lift a wall before this guy did either. Same here. His back will thank him. To secure heavy steel pipes better than in the Final Destination franchise, you're gonna need some good pneumatic steel strapping tools. Hit like if you'd rather trust the tool than fate. Here's how, using a simple plastic mold, you can make a perfect column, no worse than those used in the Roman Empire. Like if you were thinking about it too right now. If your fence doesn't seem like a reliable defense against thieves, you can always give them a better quest. Those little sticks poured into the concrete form aren't a manufacturing error. They'll make the concrete literally shine. Just wait for it. With the right setup, this guy can weave a perfectly symmetrical wire mesh faster than the factory delivers it. His portable winch rides an overhead cable and ferries logs out of the forest. The worker walks, the timber flies. What a fair deal! The only thing I would change about this concrete pouring process on a vibrating table is the placement of the concrete itself. It needs to be positioned higher. Do you agree? I bet you haven't seen how a freehand builder makes a concrete column using just gravity and a DIY steel form. How do you carry 4 extra bricks at once when you only have 2 hands? You just need what this guy has. If you don't have much space in your garage, you can always install this PowerPoint presentation transition door. What sound effect did you hear in your head just now? Tell us in the comments. If you were wondering how many pallets it takes to build a bench, here's the answer: 4. You also need some carpentry skills and a good recorder so we don't lose that ASMR sound. One such hollow block making machine can make you the most indispensable person on a construction site. I was surprised to find out that it only costs around $500. This team manually cuts holes in the finished roof to install panoramic windows to suit any taste. Which ones would you choose? I'm sure the last thing you'll think about when you need to cut a sheet of steel is wire. Too bad. By my count, this mosaic required about 50,000 individual brick pieces. How many did you count? Let us know in the comments. This is how craftsmen could perfectly manufacture any type of tile by hand in Aleppo. It's not an easy job, but it will feed you even without electricity, unlike a laptop. Nothing better than starting a day with the proper use of a cutting torch. Did you know that a common propane flame burns at about 2,000 degrees Celsius during gas welding? Sometimes you just need to replace a small section of linoleum, but you need to do it so that the pattern matches perfectly. Here's a trick that will get it done in just a few minutes. You can stand with your hands raised all day, or screw the wallpaper to the scaffolding and do the job faster and much more satisfying for us to watch. Check out how he cut notches into a regular trowel, and now every suite leaves a fan-shaped plaster pattern. Wall art at hardware store prices. All this painter needs to create a unique 3D pattern on a table is his own hands and a piece of fabric. Just look at this. When exposed to high temperatures, laminated glass melts and breaks easily at pre-cut joints, allowing for easy cutting of the glass only in the desired area. I also thought that it was a large caliber cartridge case, but in fact, it's a premium diamond design copper bottle manufacturing. I thought that these flower beds were sold ready-made, but in fact, they are hand-assembled from bricks and concrete. This carpenter saved hours of time and hundreds of dollars by making his own template for perfectly level roof framing. This dome-shaped house with its clean lines is entirely hand-built and provides perfect warmth in cold weather thanks to its fully insulated floor. Would you choose it over a standard house? This block-making machine produces perfect output shape, but the cutting technique of the blocks themselves could be improved. Waste could be reduced, right? Awkward angle drilling ruined enough holes, so they built a mount that holds the drill dead steady. Now every hole lands exactly where planned. When you have limited space on the ground floor, this DIY smart steel staircase will be your savior. Just one move and it's gone. This handmade shingle lift construction is slow, safe, and won't hurt your back. Therefore, a good foreman would never allow it. Why not use a heat gun to lay some linoleum? Too long! A blowtorch will heat up the flooring so much quicker. When I imagined a future where robots replaced humanity, I imagined this, not ChatGPT pretending to be my hot girlfriend. Oops, I think I said too much. No compressor. This mechanic blows into his air impact wrench by mouth, and the bolts actually loosen. The mixing whisk is spotless, and the tiler never touched it, as his homemade bucket rig scrubs the tool while he takes a break. These office walls click together like furniture. A full partition stands in minutes, and the drywall guys are watching very nervously. And now, take a moment to rest and enjoy this professional tactile indicators installation. Did you know you don't have to suffer from all that construction dust blowing in your face while using a grinder? Just sacrifice one bent pipe and leave the rest to physics. These geniuses coat the old countertop and sink in epoxy, and it comes out looking like polished stone. Demolition crew, you're not needed today. This is the fastest and easiest way to make a steel pipe at home. What you see is called shosugi-ban. It's a traditional Japanese wood burning technique used to preserve it without the use of chemicals or paint. Dome roof making techniques like that do not require any steel or shuttering, but can protect you in case of an earthquake and hold up to 10 tons. The more you load the dome, the more you compress the bricks and lock with each other. Just one stencil and a custom cement mix allowed this master to cover an entire yard with first-class paving all by himself. I must admit, this is the most unexpected way I've ever seen to power a car from a donor battery. If you're a Homelanders fan, then you can use all the milk jugs you have to create concrete pavers like this one. Just put a weed barrier first and wait about 30 minutes. To quickly remove old paint from a surface, all you need is a chain and a little imagination. This outdoor shower, heated by a real stove, heats water in just 5 minutes and connects directly to fresh water, keeping a constant supply of 7 liters. For just $3,700, it's yours. It only takes 20 minutes to attach this stencil to the wall, and then you simply paint over it. The result? Perfect brickwork! Painting a chain link by link is a punishment, not a job. He just runs the whole thing through a paint can. Genius laziness! This wheeled cage hangs over the bridge's edge and rolls along the railing. Works brilliantly, and a safety inspector is typing furiously somewhere. If you thought real marble was expensive, just imagine how much this handcrafted imitation cost. The only expenses were a syringe and gold paint. Perfect business model. Who needs an expensive wall puller when the problem can be solved with one nail? To get rid of the shrub, you may need the whole team of pros, or just an old tire, a climbing double pulley, and Sterling HTP 13mm rope. 2 painters, 1 rule. The brush never stops. While one paints, the other shifts the next ladder forward. An assembly line, but vertical. If you need to drive a bunch of posts into the ground to install a fence, you can't do without a petrol post driver. Yes, this safety rope system for construction workers working on high-rise structures may seem childish, but your family needs you home in one piece, right? Anyone can run out of grinder attachments in the middle of a workday, but no one ever ran out of old slippers. Just saying. Let's just agree that refrigerators used to be better. So why buy a new one when you can just slap a new coating on it and call it a day? It'll cost about $700, which is at least cheaper than a fancy new one. Well, how much was yours? This brick-making machine requires only 2 people to operate. It takes only 4 minutes to finish the entire process, and the result is a whopping 40 finished bricks, ideal for home production. There are special shoes for walking on paint, but there were no special shoes for walking knee-deep in concrete until this guy invented them. Like if you wish these existed at your last pour. This man had a tire from a Kirovets K700 heavy-duty tractor and a dream to own a personal swimming pool. So he hand-carved one from the tire, reinforced the bottom with rebar and concrete, and called it a day. Sometimes you're alone at work and need to lift something that weighs 93 kilos. Society will tell you to just be a man, but your back asks to show you this method instead. This ingenious way to hammer a nail into a hard-to-reach spot isn't for everyone. Only a chosen one can truly appreciate it. 1 bag of cement is enough to make 160 of these bags, which will help the mixture harden into the perfect stones for your garden path. Film or bag, you can easily remove and dispose of both materials afterward. If you want to lengthen the paving stones, you can also use regular condoms, but you'll first need to place them under a press. If you have some extra wood left over from building a house, here's an idea for a natural outdoor shower that you can build in one evening. Did you know that construction workers widely use wall spotlights? For example, you can use them to project a stencil of a design you want to transfer to the wall. This guy came up with the idea of making a homemade concrete sifter directly from a concrete mixer. Isn't he a genius? At first, I thought this lady was trying to save money on bricks and glue sponges to the wall, but it turns out it's the easiest way to make a stencil for painting a wall. No one will think of stealing your expensive tools if you carry them in a cheap old bucket. I'll be back with another tip on Tuesday. They say there's no way to get a teenager to mow the lawn. I disagree. Nah, I don't care about the NBA this year, because these guys already stole the prize. After the concrete mixer has completed its first shift on the construction site, its second shift as an elevator begins. This guy has clearly outgrown his job, huh? These quick-set bricks with round holes work like Lego and require a minimal amount of binding material for strength. This is the most unusual way I've seen a tractor used for pile driving. Drop in the comments the craziest thing you've ever done with a tractor. If you have a lot of old buckets, don't rush to throw them away. It's better to use them to dispose of construction waste. One simple piece of cardboard can speed up your work tenfold and protect other surfaces from paint spills. An old set of tires can be a way to make some extra cash on Amazon, or it can be the perfect resource to make your girlfriend the perfect garden swing. You can also build a whole fence from them, or even a roof for a house, if you're on Dominic Toretto's level of handy. A situation like this could delay work for half a day, but if you're not being paid hourly, use a simple wooden plank to redirect an entire stream of concrete. You've already seen many ways to make a baseboard transition in a complex wall area, but only this one is so simple and elegant. Gluing foam to a wall like this feels like a crime against construction, but give this girl a little time and you'll be shocked by the result. This genius builder said, "Fine, I'll do it myself." And now his workday consists of two quick actions: smear and lay. When you have a watering can and a blower, you can go for any job, no matter how complex. For example, spray bitumen like this guy. Just two tools are needed to create this three-dimensional wall pattern. No additional paint colors or panels, just pure craftsmanship. Only those who've laid a roof themselves know how difficult it is to get this board down to the level of the previous boards. It's a different story when you have a homemade lever like this one. Let's be honest, the driveway isn't exactly the place you'd want to lay expensive stone tiles, especially when you can achieve the same effect with concrete, string, a template, and a simple broom. Everyone loves watching origami furniture in action. Today, we'll take it to the next level and see how it's assembled. Just imagine the amount of calculations that go into choosing the right number of pieces and connecting them together. Pure cinema! You can endlessly watch the fire burn, the builder's work, and the concrete flow. Even if they had another way to deliver it, I wouldn't trade this one for anything. Who needs a floor-covering stripper when you have two spicy brooms? I can imagine him sweeping his house. Here's proof that you don't need any other tools to get a rock out of a truck tire except the truck itself. Sometimes the most mundane problems can be solved in the simplest way possible. You just need to think inside the box. But you'll have to take home the cat that lived in it. Did you know you can clean a polishing attachment with a simple blowout? Now we both know. Haven't bought an air conditioner at the sale yet? Here's your idea for how to make one of the old plastic jugs, a portable minifan, and ice from your freezer. This thing will make you the star of any party. What's the point of building walls with car tires? It's economical. You can find tires at any junkyard for free, and their size will also save you on the amount of material needed to form the structure. This is how an inflatable barrier goes from transportation to full deployment, creating a dry work area for construction equipment. This allows for quick repairs to pipes or bridge foundations, depending on the task at hand. Construction workers use these fast tubes now instead of cardboard analogs because they are more resistant to weather changes. They come in 100-foot rolls with diameters ranging from 8 to 18 inches and can also be recycled as an under-slab membrane. This guy took a meticulous approach to building a greenhouse out of $8 worth of stretch film. He painted the rebar white to prevent it from overheating and used boards for additional stability. He then chose cling film over construction film because it's more flexible and durable for this purpose. Looks good. Just look how easily this craftsman lays a roll of roofing material directly onto a wooden surface. Do you think it's gonna last? Right now, you're looking at the facade click system, which allows you to connect bricks seamlessly without using concrete or glue. Easy to assemble, easy to disassemble. You won't believe how much this guy paid for this stencil in a local shop. $12! And thanks to his investment, each section of concrete paving only cost him $3 afterward. How cool is that? This artist has figured out a way to paint on the ceiling with candle soot, and I can't even figure out how much a job like this would cost. Any help? Why install a micro mesh gutter guard? Come on, to protect your drains from all that debris that will become an unpleasant surprise when it rots. Here's a quick guide on installing a kick-down doorstop that will protect your walls from passive-aggressive people. This girl discovered that mixing foam and cement in equal parts produces a strong yet incredibly lightweight mixture. It can be applied to bowls and used to form flower pots. This guy's water heater comes with no bills attached. Black pipe coiled under glass, and sunshine does the rest. His gas company hates him already. In Argentina, volunteers build solar water heaters from recycled bottles and cans in about 2 hours. 190-liter tank, 0 landfill. Everyone else shovels the mix and spills half of it, but this worker cut a scoop from a plastic pipe and called it a career upgrade. A machine for pulling out piles costs thousands. His homemade lever costs nothing, and honestly, Archimedes would shake this man's hand. Ladders at the store start at $50. But here's a free pallet, a saw, some nails, and this guy climbs for the price of ambition. Replacing the whole rotted roof corner? Nah, he carves out the damage and rebuilds it in place. The wood doesn't even remember being sick. Watch him fish a cable through finished drywall using tiny sealing holes. Electricians hate cutting walls open just as much as you do. Grandma's old tool curtain is a wall stencil now. Press, paint, peel. And don't tell her where the lace pattern went. That pipe was cemented in place by time itself. One lever was made from scaffolding parts later, and it popped out like a carrot. An over-tightened bolt versus a bottle jack under the wrench handle. Slow hydraulic pressure wins where your whole body weight is lost. Physics, baby! Before you order a new fridge gasket, warm the saggy one with a hairdryer. The rubber springs back and seals like new. Heat your house or decorate it? Why not both? He screws log slices straight onto the facade, and the firewood pile becomes architecture. These materials were delivered by heavy-lift drone, straight over terrain no truck could cross. The wheelbarrow is officially filing for unemployment. Those glowing lines are LED strips recessed into wall channels. Costs less than designer fixtures. Looks like the house arrived from the future. Mount the rail, hang the door on rollers, and done. Sliding doors are secretly the easiest way to look like a renovation pro. Curved car panels laugh at flat sanding blocks, so this painter built a flexible attachment that hugs every shape, as bodywork forgives nothing less. Old door, new life. Sand it smooth, wrap it in adhesive vinyl, and nobody will guess it's the same door from the 90s. Stirring paint with a stick is cardio, but a mixing attachment in a cordless drill blends the can in seconds. Work smarter, splash less. One pass with a trimmer and the protruding edge banding sits flush. Your tabletop stays scratch-free and your conscience stays clean. Cracked concrete goes in, a purple and green basketball court comes out. Layer by layer, roller by roller. NBA scouts, look away! Combining adhesive tile by tile eats your whole day. So this homemade spreader lays a perfect notched bed in one pass. Here's how to stretch membrane over fiber optic strands, and the ceiling becomes a night sky. Hundreds of tiny stars, and none of them burn out awkwardly. Out of clamps, a caulking gun presses flooring boards together tighter than your hands ever will, as the trigger does all the negotiating. One brush, one wrist flick, one golden leaf on the wall. Repeat a dozen times, and you've got an ornament money usually buys. He tore a sponge, dabbed it over wet paint, and the wall got a designer texture. Total investment, one sponge, and zero regrets. Watch how plain drywall becomes a full home cinema wall. Niches, backlighting, a fireplace slot. Popcorn budget not included, unfortunately. Core drilling means a dust storm, unless you tape a plastic bag under the hole and funnel everything into a bucket. So, cleanup is canceled. Store-bought LED mirrors cost a fortune, so this worker bends the light ring and builds the whole mirror himself. Same glow, much friendlier receipt. Landscaping adhesive locks the pebbles in place, so the path stays exactly where you laid it. Even the neighborhood cats can't rearrange it. He strapped a flashlight to the paint roller, and the raking light exposed every ceiling defect mid-stroke. This spray drone hovers over the roof and coats the metal sheets pass by pass. The ladder stays home, and so does the fear of heights. That polished concrete wall is actually self-adhesive gloss film, smoothed on in minutes. Concrete look, sticker price. Literally. Prying old roof tiles one by one is medieval, so his lifting tool loosens whole rows at once, and the roof surrenders immediately. No concrete vibrator on site. An oscillating multi-tool pressed against the formwork shakes the air bubbles out. The renovator finally earned its name. A heat gun melts plain styrofoam just enough to fake rough stone texture. Looks expensive and costs pennies. Every year, 5,400 metric tons of tire recycling becomes a new rubber material to cover any construction need. Depending on your region, you can use tires to cover your roof or even the walls completely, as they're waterproof and cheaper than traditional options most times. Bolt on dolly wheels under the tracks, and the excavator rolls down the road like a car. The asphalt sends its sincere thanks. Threading knots down long rods by hand is wrist torture, so this driver attachment spins them home in one smooth motion. And that's all for today. Which hack are you actually going to try? And which one made you say, "No way"? Tell us in the comments, subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you in the next video.